back with another episode of Successful Marketing, Sales, and Relationships for Small Business Owners. And I am your host, Sadon Long. And today we are talking about what a successful business will get you as a business owner. This time of year, people get a little tired. They just get, tired of the day-to-day grind. They get tired of going through the motions, getting up every morning, and going to work. So because of that, what tends to happen is you forget all the wonderful, beautiful things that you get when you start a business. Well, when you start a business and it actually becomes successful. Because starting is not what really changes your life. Actually, what changes your life is the fact that you become successful. The fact that you have the things that we're about to talk today. And the things that we're about to talk about today, are some of the main reasons that you should keep getting up every morning, even though it's hard, even though, it might not be what you want it to be. So, here's a little bit of motivation, as they say. So, first things first, okay, what do you get when you have a successful business? Okay, the first thing you get is unlimited money. Okay, now I know that sounds real far-fetched, but you get unlimited money when you have a successful business. Here's why. Because paychecks are limited by the hour. They're limited by the week. They're limited by the year. A salary is only going to give you so much money per hour. Fact. Same thing in every country, same thing in every place. There are limits put on the amount of money you can make. So that's the first thing. It gives you unlimited money. Okay, so here's some examples of what I mean. A successful business generates money. You look at someone like Mark Cuban. He just sold, his team for $3.5 billion. Yet he still maintained control of it. Same thing with Mark Cuban. Not Mark Cuban. Same thing with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan sold his team for $3 billion, but he still owns part of the team. So when you have a successful business, now you can sell off parts of that business. No different than when you see Jay-Z sell off part of Ace of Spades. So now you can go into partnership with people because they see you making money. Part of the reason that you're not getting offers to buy your business, that you're not getting people willing to invest money in your business, is because your business isn't doing well enough. But as soon as you see your business start to do well, what you'll start seeing is that now all of a sudden people want to be in business with you. So that is the first thing. You'll be able to generate money with your business. Okay, whether it be through selling it, whether it be through partnering with other people, whether it be through people wanting to sponsor it. Which leads me into my second thing that a successful business does. A successful business opens up doors. You look at Damon John on Shark Tank, or you look at The Rock with the XFL. These are people who started in other industries, and because of their success, now they've been able to cross over. Now they've been able to take advantage of that success and do more business. Now I know you're probably saying, but all you keep talking about is stars. Okay, well, let's just look at me, for example. Okay, if I wasn't a best-selling author, if I wasn't somebody who hadn't helped multiple clients do millions of dollars online, if I wasn't someone who wasn't endorsed by some of this country's most successful people, would you really care what I had to say about marketing, sales, and people development? Probably not. So the thing is that when you have a successful business and you have a successful track record, you get to take advantage of your name, image, and likeness. Again, when you have a successful business, you get to take advantage of your name, image, and likeness. You get to take advantage of all of the opportunities that people who want to do business with winners are afforded. Because now you get invited to things you don't normally get invited to. Now you get to speak at places you normally don't get to speak. Now people are talking about you even when you're not in the room. See, a lot of times we talk about branding. Branding is what people say when you're not around. Okay, and even if they don't like you, they can't deny your success. You know, even if they don't like you, they still have to acknowledge the fact that, man, did you see what happened last month? You know, they were given an award. You know, you opened a new location. You know, you started, driving a new car. You know, you got some new buses, some new billboards. You remodeled. You did something, that they can't deny. So even when people are uncomfortable with you, they can't deny the success that you're having. So now, even if they don't like you, they still got to do business with you. All roads are going to lead through you. Especially in your local cities. In your local cities, the roads are going to lead through you. You're going to be the person that politicians want to stand next to. You're going to be the person that other business owners want to have at their events. Because that is going to then make them look more successful. Especially if you're the more successful one. Now the cool thing is when more successful people actually want to do business with you. When you actually get to be a part of something that you really probably shouldn't be a part of, but because the success you're having on this level gives them the impression that you should be able to move up, jump up, and belong on the level that they're on. Yeah, that's when you really start cooking. I think some of the greatest things that have ever happened to me personally are to be in the room with people that are doing millions of dollars and them welcome me into the room. Because it says, hey, even if you haven't gotten to where we are yet, we believe that you're going to get here. So we want to be in business with you early. Now, the second thing that having a successful business is going to get you is going to get you some revenge. I'm out here looking for revenge all summer 16. It's going to get you revenge. Now I know you're going to say, well, vengeance is the Lord's. But the reality is you're his vessel. And he said that he will bless everything you put your hands to. Now, in the process of you being blessed, in the process of you being favored, in the process of you being elevated, if a few people who doubted you have to come back and then say that your God is God, what's wrong with that? So again, it's going to get you some revenge. It's going to get you in an opportunity for all the people who questioned you, all the people who doubted you, all the people who didn't want to do business with you, all of the people who tried to lowball you and didn't want to pay you your money. Having a successful business is going to get you the opportunity to now stand there and tell them no. Next time they come back around, when they try to spin the block, you get to tell them no. But if you aren't in a position to tell them no, now you're going to have to keep doing business with people who won't pay you what you're worth. Keep doing business with people just because you need the customers. So now because you need the money, you got to do business with somebody you don't really like. You got to stay at a job or be on a project that you don't really want to be on because you don't have a choice. So again, it's going to give you an opportunity to say no. Man, we was thinking, that you could come and you could cater our party. Nope. I don't do, those kinds of functions anymore because y'all never want to pay me. One of the coolest things recently is I had a conversation with my homegirl, and she was like, "Oh man, I don't do them. I don't do them type of situations no more. Them people don't never have my money. No, I'm good." So now, all of those people who were playing you and taking advantage of you and playing in your face and laughing behind your back, they got to say that your God is God. So if there is no other reason to go out and get up and get to it today, it's just simply so that you can honor your gift. It is simply so that you can get the respect that God wants you to have. Get that your God is God moment. And that doesn't come if you don't put in the work. It doesn't come if you don't go through the fire. It doesn't come if you aren't a successful business owner. Because if you're not a successful business owner, they get to laugh at you. It's the truth. They ride by. See, she was supposed to be somebody, and now you closed. They get to keep calling your stuff little. Your little store, your little boutique. yeah, it's time. You know, if you was a little tired, this should put a battery in your back. You know, get some revenge, get some get back. Matter of fact, don't get back, get on top. You know, don't get back, don't get even, get on top and get stuck there. You know, so again, when you have a successful business, you get revenge. And I know that may sound harsh to some people, you know, some people with it, you know, but for my people who like, oh, well, I don't know, I don't think that's right. Hey, check it out. You know, when Fat Joe said yesterday's price is not today's price, who do you think he was talking to? You know, he was talking to everybody who tried to play him. You know, shout out to Drake. How about now? Set him up right now. You know, shout out to Mike Jones. Back then didn't want me. Now I'm hot. You know, I mean, what Jay-Z say? He overcharged for what they did to the Cold Crush. You know, so again, even if you don't like it, if you get out here and you do your best and you're a successful business owner, there's gonna be some moments where you walk in the room and somebody from high school gonna look at you like, dang man, I should have been with her. You know, there's gonna be some guys that try to spin the block on you, and you're gonna have the opportunity to be like, no, I'm good. You know, so again, you know, even if you don't want the stab them in their chest, foot on their back type of revenge, just to look quiet, huh? Yeah, I know. When you walk by, is enough. You know? Now, some people they need it a little louder, and I question how loud you really needed to be because sometimes you go overboard and you ultimately put yourself in a position that you shouldn't be in, which is to now be somebody who is driven by it and becomes very bitter if they don't get it. Yeah. But if it's just a side effect of being a good business owner, then what's the problem? I don't see one. So again, it is going to get you revenge. You know, a successful business is going to get you an opportunity to get your get back, to get your lick back. So what we want to do in these situations is we want to make smart decisions and move with aggressive action. You know, because we don't want to be so emotionally driven that we forget how to make money. We don't want to be so emotionally driven that we're in our feelings and if we forget that we got to get up, stay disciplined, stay on point, continue to improve and evolve our business by making sure that the customer is first and making sure that we're anticipating their needs and we're faster and easier to work with and providing a service that has literally no stress involved when people do business with us. You know, and that we're knocking out those referrals and making sure that those referrals are giving us referrals so we can build this self-scaling, self-managed business that allows us to have the next thing I am talking about, which is freedom. You know, successful businesses give you freedom. Freedom. Again, I said freedom. That's what a successful business is going to give you. It's going to give you options. You know, if you want to sleep late, you get to sleep late. You know, if you want to go out of town, you get to go out of town. If you want to go buy some new shoes, you get to go buy new shoes. You know, because you're making enough money to do it. You know, you don't have to worry about what other people are going to say because it has nothing to do with them. You know, so it gets you freedom. You know, freedom of time. Like I said, you get to do what you want. Now it also gets you freedom of money because you get to buy what you want. You know, if you bought the drum and the sticks, you get to dance to whatever beat you want to play. You know, so nobody can tell you what to do. Nobody can boss you. Nobody can put limits on you. Nobody can do anything to you because you call the shots. You paid the boss. You paid the cost to be the boss. So again, freedom of time, freedom of money. Also gets you freedom of association. You know, I mean, we talked about spinning the block and being able to tell people no. You know, freedom of association. You only get to do you only have to do business with people you want to do business with. You know, I think it's a cool thing when you can get money with your friends. I think it's a cool thing when you don't have to do business with jerks. You know, I think it's a cool thing when jerks want to do business with you and you get to tell them no. You know, when they hit you with them, you know, random how you doings out of the blue and you're like, Nah, not gonna do it. You know, nope, don't do that no more. Nope, don't traffic in that type of trauma anymore. You know, I am now able to call my own shot. You know, so you don't have to take a job you don't want to take. You don't have to take a project you don't want to take. You get to decide who you work with. You know, and if you want to give it away to one person and charge another person through the nose, you get to do that too. You know, again, because you are running a successful business, because you've given yourself options, because all of this getting up in the cold weather and getting up early in the morning and getting up before the sun comes up, it is paying off. You know, all of this extra work you put in, it's paying off. So now we got freedom of time, we got freedom of association. Man, you know, it's a beautiful thing. I can go where I want to go, do what I want to do, with who I want to do, for as long as I want to do it. You know, if I want to be gone 30 days, I can be gone 30 days. You know, I think it's cool, you know, when you see the elders, you know, who have homes in the South and in the North, or in the Southwest and in the North. And when it gets cold, they're like, oh, I'm going to go where it's warm now. I'm going to go down here, stay in Florida. I'm going to stay in Arizona. I think that is the most beautiful thing on the planet. You know, or if you decide you want to change the weather, dodge raindrops, as Jay-Z says, that you can do that. You know, I don't have to be nowhere I don't want to be. You know, but all of that comes from having a successful business. Okay, and when you have a successful business, you get to call the shots. Okay? Not only do you get to call the shots, you get to hire great people and help them call the shots too. You know, one of the coolest things about me as I am currently constructed is that I get to help people get their revenge. You know, I get to help people get their freedom. I get to help people get the type of money they need to take care of their family. You know, I take pleasure in putting a knife in your hand, you know, in the form of great marketing, in the form of people development, in the form of sales plans and lead generators. I take great pleasure in giving you the gun, so to speak, metaphorically, only metaphorically. You know, don't want Facebook or YouTube to accuse me of doing something that I'm not doing. You know, but again, I take pleasure in giving you the weapon you need to protect yourself from poverty. That's simple. You know, to protect yourself from poverty. You know, to honor your God and honor your gift. I take pleasure in knowing that I did something that helped you feed your kids, to keep your lights on, you know, to keep gas in your car, you know, but also get back at some folks that didn't necessarily treat you right. That's real talk. You know, I don't want you to be taken advantage of. I don't want you to be bullied. I don't want you to be talked about by folks that you then have to stay in the room with because they're paying you. You know, nothing worse than somebody holding you back for their own benefit. You know, playing in your face, laughing in your face, you know, handing you a piff, you know, knowing that this is some garbage. You know, but if you have this successful business, if you really flip that side hustle, you know, into something you can do full time, which is why you need to watch and listen these podcasts. Imagine how good it's going to feel when you finally walk out that office for the last time. You know, and you're not just a solopreneur, or you're not just an entrepreneur, you know, which is somebody who works for somebody, but they work like an entrepreneur. You know, when you're actually full-fledged business owner, hanging out at the Chamber of Commerce, going to the golf events, you know, sitting around with other business owners talking about profits. You know, because when you have money, you like to talk about how much money you have. You know, you like to talk about how well you did last quarter. You like to talk about how you're setting new records because that's what's on your heart and what's on your mind, and that's what makes you feel good. You know, I mean, when you get promoted, you like to tell people you got promoted. Okay? But the thing about promotions is that the same people who promoted you are the same people who will fire you. So I'm not telling you that being a small business owner is easy. I'm not telling you that, you know, this is just some type of magic thing and, you know, if you do this, then all your troubles will be over, because that's not true at all. What I am telling you is there's a way to set this stuff up to solve problems for people who have enough money to trade for the solutions that you have, and you can live off that. Yeah. Now, is it going to require that you be disciplined in the beginning? Absolutely. You know, you're going to be disciplined in the beginning. You're going to have to meticulously go through everything that you need to go through day in and day out, and some people may not understand. They may not get it. But there are people who you have to take care of and people who rely on you to be on your A game. So if you step out into this entrepreneurial space, those people still are going to have those same demands. They still going to need heat, water, clothing, medications, college tuitions. Cars are still going to break down. But when you step out here, when you step out here, I want to make sure that you have every tool possible to fight and win. Now, winning doesn't always mean that you do millions of dollars. Okay, but the reality is, if you can do 150 and not have a boss and spend more time with your kids, that's a better 150 than somebody else giving you 200 that they could take away. Give you 200 in exchange for your dignity. Give you 200 in exchange for all your time and energy. Having you twisted up in knots about stuff that you have no control over. So again, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to do millions of dollars. I'm not sitting here selling, some wolf tickets. But when you break the stuff down and you're like, okay, I sell something for $500. I need 2 sales somewhere in this world every day. Okay, but I know what I make is worth probably $1,500 in real dollars. But I'm only charging $5. Now that's just value. That's not saying that you don't get your worth. It's just simply saying what I teach you is worth millions of dollars. What I teach you is worth thousands of dollars. What would being able to lose weight really be worth if you're somebody who's a trainer? It's worth way more than what anything you could ever charge. Because if I help you lose weight in 2023, that may add quality years to your life in 2050. How do you pay for being, somebody who's 70 years old and doesn't need somebody to wipe their butt? How do you pay, to be 70 years old and still be able to get up and down the stairs and still be able to drive your own car? Not have to worry about somebody, coming to pick you up off the floor or see about you. Bringing you whatever food they want you to eat and not being able to get the food that you want. You stuck in the house, now somebody got to bring you some food, and they bring you food knowing you don't like mayo, and they got extra mayo on it because they forgot. Now you got to wipe the mayo off. You want real chili, and they bring you some chili from one of these chain spots or one of these fast food places. Not saying that people won't take care of you, just saying you don't want to put yourself in a position that when you find out they won't, it's too late. But how do you then pay for that? Same thing when I help business owners. It's like, man, this money is helping you go into other areas of life. Helping you buy real estate, helping you retire your wife, helping you take care of your kids. This could be the difference between your kids going to jail because they don't have any other options and being able to work for you and then making a great living for your grandkids to never have to worry or call anybody boss. How do you really charge for that? I have customers that I worked with 4 or 5 years ago that are still spending money we made 4 or 5 years ago. There's no way to charge for that. So again, if you're offering something that is worth millions of dollars over the time of the person who using it, and they're willing to trade $500 to get it, and you get 2 of those a day, now you're doing $1,000 a day. So if I do $1,000 a day for 30 days, that's $30,000. If I was doing $30,000 and it really didn't take a whole lot of time and energy to do it, would I be okay with that? Yeah. Especially if, the amount of money I was doing wasn't being sucked up in marketing that doesn't work, wasn't being sucked up by lazy employees that didn't help me make it, wasn't being sucked up by brick and mortar locations that I still got to drive traffic to because they're in horrible places. You know, how great would that really be? You know, so again, even if you're just doing 30 a month because you're selling two $500 items a day, and 10,000 of that goes to the people that helped you do it, you still got 20K left over. And now, you know, after taxes, it is what it is. But again, if you get successful, you know, if you get a consistent plan that you can then execute and repeat and look at and figure out what parts that you can improve on, now your chances are that much better. You know, so the reason I wanted to do today's podcast is because I want to give you some reasons to get your emotional energy up. You know, reasons to get you moving again, get that blood pumping. You know, some of Drake's best work was when he was Petty Drake. I'm just being honest. You know, some of his best work was, you know, started from the bottom, now we here. You know, worst behavior, back to back, how about now? You know, some of his best records were when people doubted him the most. You know, so again, the disrespect stops today. You know, 2024 is right around the corner. So what I want to do right now is help you get in position to make 2024 the best year of your life. To help you put together a plan, to help you put together a plan that you can then share with other people so that they can hold you accountable, and that you can hold the people you shared the plan with, i.e. your employees and business partners, so that they can keep this thing moving in the way that it needs to go, and you don't spend another year wishing you would have done more. So, as always, man, this is your business big bro, Saddam Long, aka the most dangerous man in marketing. And if you have any questions, any at all, you can DM me, you can leave them in the comments. But what I would prefer you do is go to growingrich.com, click the Make Money Fast button. They're going to send me an email. I'm going to then send you an email, and we're going to set up a time. We're going to talk about your business, your marketing, your sales, your people, and any other things that you may have concerned about that affects your business. And anything that you get from these calls that you can then use to make money, you get to keep. And it's free. And if the question in your mind right now is like, can he really help me? Again, I've helped generate millions of dollars online. Again, you know, award-winning sales trainer for a Fortune 500 company at the time. You know, record-setting recruiter, you know, for a company owned by Goldman Sachs. You know, so yeah. And my clients, you know, I've won Emmys. I was ghostwriter for, you know, a blog that was rated amongst the top 10 small business blogs. You know, so I mean, I've contributed to some very successful opportunities for people. So I just want to give you an opportunity, you know, to take, you know, some of my unique gifts and use them for your good as well. And the reality is that it's free. So worst case scenario, if you get one idea that makes you a few dollars, it's all profit. So with that being said, enjoy your weekend. This has been another episode of Successful Marketing, Sales, and Relationships with Small Business Owners and Entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Saddam Long. It has been an honor and a pleasure as always. Have a great day, and I'm out.